Hello, yogis. Thank you for being here. And hello to Sue, who will be here with us tomorrow. Let's start by getting centered, in tune with our body, taking a nice tall seat, opening your airways, and bringing your focus to your breath and to your body. Allow yourself to devote the entire next hour to your well-being. As you focus on your breath, deepen your breath, lengthen your breath, and follow your breath as it expands your lungs, your ribs, and your belly. Slow, even, long, and full breath. Everything's all Please take 2 more very slow, very long yoga breaths, and then return your breathing back to normal. And now let's please take a deep breath together and Om in. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki, the divine is the inner teacher. Okay, we're going to do a lot of work on our hips today. We'll start by our 6 spinal movement warm-ups. Take your hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach up with the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left arm by the ear. Spinal movement number 1. So as you lean to the right, push down in the left sit bone, bring your left shoulder back, turn your head to look up underneath your arm to keep that shoulder from sagging forward. And take a couple of really deep breaths here. Inhale as you reach your arm up. Exhale, let it float down. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand on the right leg, right hand behind. Keep your spine vertical as you twist. Breathe. Scoot your left sit bone forward just a little bit so you can feel your sacrum twist with the rest of your spine. Keep your head on top of the shoulders. Don't let your chin jut forward. Inhale here. Exhale slowly. Return your body back to center. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, hug opposite elbows with the right arm on top of left. And then breathe as you push your arms gently back behind your ears as much as you can. This is a big shoulder stretch here. And now keep your right hand on your left elbow as you let your left hand come down behind you and maybe touch your shoulder blade, right between your shoulder blades. And keep using your right hand to coax the left elbow back. And I know your shoulders are up to the neck now, but try to keep your neck soft. And don't forget to breathe. And hopefully you feel a nice big stretch in the tricep area of your arm. Release and let your arms float back down. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm by the ear. Continue pushing into your right sit bone as you reach to the left. Look up. Hope that'll help your right shoulder go back a little bit. And now inhale as you pull up. Exhale, let your arm float down. Inhale, open your arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the left leg, left hand behind. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, come all the way back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hug elbows, left arm on top of right. Push your arms back. Try to keep your neck soft. Try not to overarch your lower back as you're doing this. Just keep your neutral spine. And then keep your left hand on your right elbow. Let your right hand drop down between your shoulder blades. And just keep gently coaxing that right arm beside your ear. Feeling that nice tricep stretch. And once again, try not to overarch your low back as you do this. One more breath. And release. Shake it out. Please come to your table position. And have your blocks available within reach and at the top of your mat. With a flat back, take a deep breath. Exhale, sit back to your heels. Feel your vertebra open here. Inhale slowly through your nose as you come back up to table pose. Exhale into your cat pose. So tuck your toes under, tuck your chin and tailbone, and push into your toes so you're stretching your feet as you do this cat pose. And then slowly inhale through your nose, make your breath last as you untuck your toes, drop your belly down, push your shoulders back, tailbone goes up, head goes forward. And exhale slowly through your nose as you sit back to your heels into child pose. Inhale back to table. Exhale, right arm out to a side and up to the ceiling in a twist. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the right arm down and thread it underneath your left arm and come on down to your shoulder for a shoulder stretch. If your head doesn't reach the mat, you can use a block underneath your head if you like. And if your shoulder doesn't come all the way down to the mat, that's okay. Okay, please unthread, come back to your table. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your right knee to your chest, nose to knee. Arch your spine in a three-legged cat. Push the mat away, push your spine up to the ceiling. Inhale, kick your leg back, behind you, level your leg, and bring your left arm up into your balancing table. Okay, hand comes down, keep your foot extended, your leg extended, and just drop it behind you. Good. And then swing it around so it's perpendicular to your body, lined up with your knee. Put weight into your left hand and twist open to the right. That hand comes down. Walk your hands to the left. You can use your block here if you like, and line up your left hand with your knee and your foot. And the right arm comes up to the ceiling into a 12 o'clock position. And then bring the arm beside your ear and stretch your fingertips as far as you can. Push down into your foot so you really feel a big stretch in the side body. Okay, push into your left hand so you can come back up right into a starting gate position. Pivot your toes away from you. And then your right hand comes down your thigh and your left arm by your ear as you allow your hand to slide down your leg. Gate pose, Parigasana. And then reach all the way back up, both arms up, palms facing each other. Point the toes forward and then bring the hands down to the mat. Now walk your right foot forward. We're going to come into lizard pose. So this is where you might want to use your blocks. So your right hand will come forward of your head, or at least in line with your head, but you don't want too of a acute angle in the knee here. And then come on down to your blocks or your forearms for this lizard pose. Big hip opener here. Just relax for a few breaths. Okay, please slowly push back up to your hands and walk your foot now to the center front of your mat. Yeah, if you're using blocks, just put the blocks one on either side of the foot. And then we're going to bend the right knee so that it comes above the ankle. And your left knee is still down on the mat. And now take your arms forward and up into our Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. So as you stay here for a couple of breaths, bring your chest open, push your tailbone to the back of the mat. Breathe. One more breath here. And the hands come down the blocks. Walk your blocks back towards your hips and straighten your front leg, coming into a half a split. So your right toes are pointing up, your right leg is straight-ish, and you're using the blocks to keep your spine nice and long. So even if you wanted to get to the high end of your blocks, so you can feel your spine stretch from the crown of your head to the back heel, rather than rounding. Push your shoulders down your back and breathe. Okay, please walk now your hands back to the front of your mat as you rebend your front knee. Good. Pick up your left knee. So you're in your runner's lunge here. Step your right foot back to plank. And bring your knees back down to the mat into a table position. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, sit all the way back to your heels, child pose. Inhale, back to table. Exhale, cat. Tuck the toes, stretch the feet, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale slowly through your nose as you come into your cow, untuck your toes, push your shoulders back, tailbone up, head forward, and exhale, sit all the way back to your heels, back to child pose. Inhale, back to table. Exhale, left arm out to the side and up toward the ceiling in a twist. Inhale here. Exhale, thread that arm underneath your right arm and come on down to your shoulder for a shoulder stretch. Resting your head on a block if it doesn't reach the mat. And now please unthread. Come back to your table and take a deep breath here. Exhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Bring your nose to your knee in a three-legged cat. Inhale, let your left leg go back behind, parallel your hips, and your right arm comes forward into the balancing table. Okay, right hand comes down, left leg comes down, keep your foot extended, and then swing it over to the left so it's perpendicular to your body. Put weight into the right hand and twist open to the left. And that hand comes down. And now we're going to walk our hands to the right. Take a block here if you like. And bring your, line up your hand with your knee and your foot, and your left arm comes to 12 o'clock in a modified side plank. And then the arm comes beside your ear and you stretch your fingertips to the right as you push into your left foot, really feeling that side body stretch. Bring your arm back to 12 o'clock, push into your right hand, come into your starting gate pose, hands together above your head, point your left toes away, and then the left hand comes onto the thigh as you slide that hand down the leg into your gate pose, Padangusthasana. If your toes don't come down, that's okay. Come back up to Urdhva Hastasana, palms facing each other. Point your toes forward, inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Walk your left foot forward into our lizard pose. You want to use your blocks, prop your forearms on your blocks. Get your foot at least even, or if not forward of your head. So you have a gentle bend in the knee, not too sharp of an angle. Please push back to your hands. Keep walking that foot forward to the front of your mat. Grab your blocks. Frame your foot. Okay, good. And then bend the front knee so that the knee lines up over the ankle, and then come into your low crescent lunge with your arms overhead on Anjaneyasana. Push your tailbone to the back of the mat, open the chest, maybe look up even, breathe. Inhale here, exhale, hands come down. Walk the blocks back towards your hips as you straighten the front leg, coming into our half split. So think about not rounding your back here. Think about pushing your shoulders down your back, making your neck nice and long. Your front leg is straight, but not locked. And just relax here for a couple of breaths. Ardha Hanuman, this is called. Okay, please walk the blocks or hands back to the front of your mat. Rebend the front knee. Walk your right toes under, lift your right knee off the mat so you're in a high runner's lunge, and step back to plank. Okay, bring your knees down to the mat, shift your chest forward into an upward facing dog. Push back to table, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Bring your knees down, back to table. And keep your bottom up as you walk your hands forward into a puppy pose. So your hands are stretching way in front of you. Your forearms are up off the mat. You're not resting your forearms on the mat. Your head is just between your arms. You can put it down on the mat if you like, but it doesn't have to go there. Squeeze your forearms toward each other, roll the shoulders out, and feel the stretch from the fingertips all the way to the tip of your tailbone. Walk your hands back, line up underneath your chest, and upward facing dog. Upward facing dog. Push back the table and come onto your bellies. And we're going to start with our arms in a T, palms facing down. Going into what I call a broken wing pose. We're going to roll onto our right hip and our right shoulder. Your left leg is going to rest behind your right leg, and your knees are bent here slightly too. And you can either take your left hand and wrap it around your back so you can stretch that shoulder out, or you can keep it in front of you and just support your body with it. Now, if your shoulder bothers you when it's perpendicular to your body, bring your arm closer to your body so there's not quite not a right angle. Okay, please come back over to your belly. Now you can take your left arm to the top of your mat so you can rest your head on it, or you can keep your head up. But you're going to bend your right knee and reach behind and grab your right foot. Your knee stays down on the mat. This is just a quad stretch. So try to relax your head and your neck and bring that heel toward your bottom. So this is stretching your thighs, which helps protect your knees. Your quads help protect your knees. Release your foot. Bring your arms back to a T. And we're going to roll onto our left hip and left shoulder now. And let the right foot hang out behind your left leg. And your right hand is either in front of your body or you can wrap it behind you to give your right shoulder a stretch as well. And again, if it's too much stretch for your left shoulder, just bring the arm closer to your body. Please roll back to your bellies. Bring your right arm in front of you for support and bend your left knee, grab your left foot and bring that heel towards your bottom and relax. Release your ankle or your foot. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders. Now, tuck your elbows by your sides really, really tight. Make sure your hands are right underneath the shoulders. We're going to push into your pelvis, push into your thighs, roll your heels outward slightly, and push into your hands and come into a cobra pose. So when you get up here in your cobra pose, push your shoulders down your back. You don't have to come up very far. And then come all the way back down to the mat. Tuck your toes, push back to table, and then downward facing dog. Okay, please now bend your knees, walk up to your hands. Now hang here for a moment in this forward fold. And then just slowly roll on up to standing. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra, and Tadasana, mountain pose. Now, please grab a block and put it between your legs. And depending on how wide your hips are, block can be skinny or can be on the wide, but you want to keep your legs about your foot distance apart. So you're squeezing the block between your legs. And the reason that we're doing this is so you can feel your thighs roll inward slightly to hold the block. This is what your legs will feel like in Tadasana without the block. So we're going to come into Tadasana again with our shoulders back, chest open, head right on top of the shoulders. So when you're in Tadasana, you do have a slight inward rotation to the thighs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale as we take our right hand and grab our left wrist, put the palm facing away from you, and then crescent to the right. Come back up. Switch so that your left hand grabs your right wrist, palm facing away from you, crescent left. Back to center, release, and Anjali Mudra. And Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, please remove the block. Return to your mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, halfway up as you lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Hands can be on blocks here. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot back into a high runner's lunge. Put weight into the right hand, twist your arm open to the left. And arm comes down, step your left foot back to plank. Your knees can come down if you like. We're going to go to upward facing dog, downward dog. Either walk up to your hands here or inhale, kick your right leg up behind you. Exhale, swing it up between the hands and step up. And then slowly come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Tadasana. Inhale up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold. Inhale, halfway up, stretch the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot steps back to your high runner's lunge. Plant the left hand, twist open to the right. That hand comes down, step back to plank. Knees can come down or not, upward facing dog. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your left leg up behind. Exhale, swing it up between your hands and step up and slowly come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra, and then Tadasana. Okay. Everybody good? Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come into your chair pose. Now we're going to do a swinging chair here. So keep sitting in your chair, let your arms fall down, and then bring them up behind you with your fingertips pointing to the ceiling. And then let your arms swing back down and forward into your chair, and then all the way back up to standing. Inhale. Again, chair pose. Swing the arms down and up behind you, fingers pointing up, palms facing each other. Swing the arms down and forward and all the way up. Inhale. One more time, chair pose. Swing the arms down and up behind you toward the ceiling. Swing the arms down and forward and up the chair. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra and Tadasana. Now step wide on your mat and then take your hands and lace your fingers behind you. Pull your hands down and away from your bottom so you can really feel your chest open and your shoulders go down your back. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, turn your body toward the right and bow forward towards your right leg. You can bend your knees here, and then your hands are going to go up toward the ceiling as you bow forward. So this is a bit of a twisting bow. Your knees are slightly bent. Come all the way back up. Come back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, bow forward just toward the center of your body. Hands up to the ceiling. Slowly come on up. And then turn your body slightly to the left and bow forward over your left leg. Slowly come back up and return to center, release, return to Tadasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back and come into a high lunge, lifting your arms forward and up. So from your runner's lunge, you're going to come into a high lunge. Your hands are up, or the Hastasana, palms facing each other. Good. This takes a lot of core strength. Okay. Now from here, if you want to put your hands on your hips for balance, we're going to step up into Tadasana by springing and stepping. Good. And then inhale up. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, step your right foot back, and then come up to your high lunge again. Good. Okay. Take your hands to your heart, twist to the left, hook your right arm on the right elbow outside the left. Keep this twist. Let your right hand come down to the mat, left arm up to the ceiling. Good. Bring your left hand down and step up with your right foot and slowly come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot steps back to your runner's lunge. Come on up with your arms in front of you into your upward lunge. Okay, we're going to spring and step up and arms in a T onto the mudra. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot steps back to your runner's lunge, and then come on up again with your arms in front. Find your focal point. This is really good for your core, also for your hips. Hand to heart center, twist to the right, left elbow hooks to the outside of the right leg. Keep your twist. Just allow your left hand to drop to the mat, right arm up to the ceiling. Right hand comes down, step up, and slowly come on up. Inhale, exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra, and Tadasana. Breathe. Now remember, when you're in Tadasana, pretend you have a block between your thighs so they can rotate inward slightly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot back. Inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot back to plank. Come into your upward facing dog. Downward dog. And now bring your knees down and sit back to your child pose. Now, if you widen your knees on the mat and bring your toes together behind you, you can maybe get further towards your heels with your bottom into your child pose. And please rest your forehead on something, whether it's your hands or the mat or a block. Please push back up to your hands. And come onto your backs with your head facing toward me. And we're going to do a little bit of more core work before we go into our sacrum on the block. So start with knees bent. We do our leg lifts here. Relax your shoulders. Have a neutral spine to start. And then take your right leg up toward the ceiling with the sole of your foot pointing up to the ceiling. Okay, good. Straighten your left leg on the mat long. Now push your low back into the mat and slowly lower the right leg. Keep pushing your back into the mat. Don't let it come up, and just hover a few inches above the mat or the floor. Keep pushing the back in, push the back in, push the back in. So you really feel like your abdominals are engaging in the front of your body. One more breath here. And then bend the knee into your chest. Lace your fingers around your shin and hug that knee into your chest. Repeat. Your right leg goes up to the ceiling. Push into your lower back. Lower the leg. Hover, hover, hover. Breathe. Breathe. Keep pushing that back in. Don't let the back pop up. If it starts to pop up, just raise your leg a little bit. Okay, bend the knee in. Hug the knee into your chest. Release your back. One more time. Leg to the ceiling. Push your back down. Lower the leg. Hover, hover, hover. Breathe. Okay, bend the knee into the chest. Bend both knees into the chest. Hug both knees in. Roll around on your spine. Release any tension there. Both feet return to the mat. Bent knees. To start, left leg up to the ceiling. Sole of your foot pointing to the ceiling. Straighten your right leg. And push your low back into the mat as you lower your leg down. And then get to a point a few inches above the floor. Hover, hover, hover. Really engage those abdominal muscles. And bring the knee into the chest. Lace your fingers around your shin and hug your knee in. Again, release. Leg up to the ceiling. Flex the foot. Push your back down. Lower the leg. Hover, hover, hover. Breathe. Bring the knee in. Place your fingers around your shin. Hug the knee to your chest. One more time. Leg up to the ceiling. Push the back down into the mat. Bring the leg slowly down. Hover, hover, hover. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Bend the knee to the chest. Bring the other knee into the chest. Lace your fingers around both shins. Hug the knees in. Roll around on your spine. While your knees are bent into your chest, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your head and your shoulders and tuck your chin and bring your forehead towards your knees. Squeeze. And then slowly lower your back down. Rest your head. Let go of your legs. Bring your feet back to the mat. Grab a block. Lift your sacrum and place it on the block. And either stay here or allow your legs to float up. Okay, if your legs are up, please lower them. Lift your hips, remove your block. Keep your knees bent. And take your right ankle onto your left thigh. We're going to do the reclined pigeon. So now you're going to bring your right hand between your legs. Your left hand is going to go on the outside, and you're going to lace your fingers behind your left thigh. And then once you grab it, lay your head back down, and then keep pulling your thigh towards your chest as you push your right leg away. Big hip stretch here. Please push your right knee so it's right on top of your left knee. Bring both knees to your chest and see if you can grab your ankles with your hands. So your right hand's going to grab your left ankle and your left hand's going to grab the right ankle. And just bring the knees towards your chest and pull your ankles away from each other. Good. Okay, keep your knees crossed. Release your ankles. Bring your feet back to the mat with your knees crossed over. And push into your feet and move your hips 2 inches to the right. Let your knees fall to the left. You can keep them crossed for extra leverage, or if you want to uncross them and just do your knees together, that's fine too. Did I say to the left? Yeah. And then you're going to turn your head to look right. Good. Okay, bring your head back to center, knees back to center, uncross everything, and move your hips back to center. Take your left ankle onto the right thigh. We're going to lace our fingers behind the right thigh and bring it in toward the chest as you push your left leg away. Please release your thigh. Bring your left knee over the right knee, and as if you're sitting in a chair. And then grab the ankles with your hands. Pull the ankles apart from each other and bring your knees in toward your chest. More hips here. Release your ankles, bring your feet to the mat. Push into your foot, shift your hips 2 inches to the left. Let your knees fall to the right. You can uncross your legs at this point, or if you keep them crossed like you have them, it just gives you extra leverage in your twist in the hip area and your piriformis area, your outer thigh area. Head back to center, knees back to center, hips back to center, uncross your legs. Give one more hug into your chest with your knees, roll on your spine, and prepare for Shavasana from the relaxation pose. Focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Soften the chest. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw. Relax your forehead and your mind. And allow yourself a feeling of peace. Bring your awareness back to your breathing. And deepen your breath as you make small movements to gently wake up your body. And now please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And now please, keeping a quiet mind, push up to seated. And please join me with the closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste.